And of course the main event, a brilliant fight, Conor Benn against Chris Algieri. Of course, Chris Algieri, former world champion. I was there actually the night that he beat Provodnikov. Incredible night at the Barclays. Went on to fight Manny Pacquiao, had a very close fight with Amir Khan, boxed Errol Spence. Been there, done it, seen it all. The young man to my right, I think one of the brightest young stars in world boxing. Huge amount of hype for him, and now delivering on all of that hype that we've seen in the future. One of the hardest workers I've seen in the gym, one of the most improved fighters I've seen in the gym, but a massive, massive step up against a true world-class opponent in Chris Algieri on Saturday night. Chris, I'll start with you. It was only just under 2 weeks ago where I saw you at MSG for the Kambosos fight. I came over to you and I said, you look really well, I'm a little bit worried. And you said, you should be. Absolutely here to win on Saturday night.
Oh yeah, no question. Training camp has gone great. We feel great, got in here early. We've all adjusted very well to the time zone. And yeah, we're just happy to be here. I mean, I know a lot of European fighters are enamored with fighting over in the States, but a lot of us are enamored with fighting over here because of the fan base in Europe and the UK. The UK fans are some of the best in the world, so the opportunity to be here and to fight in front of those crowds is a big feather in the cap for me in my career.
Yeah, you've achieved so much in your career as well, but so many American fighters who have filled arenas and fought for world championships don't actually get the opportunity to fight internationally as well. So looking forward to experience a great atmosphere in Liverpool. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm excited for fight night. It's going to be electric, and I think we have the opportunity to put on a fantastic fight. You mentioned the Teofimo fight, how that was a potential fight of the year. I think this fight could potentially be a rival to that in terms of a style matchup and what I bring to the table. I think this is going to be a fantastic fight, and everybody should tune in.
You're an analyst as well these days. You're incredibly intellectual when it comes to boxing and boxing IQ as well. You've seen Conor Benn, you've studied him. I know you wouldn't be here if you didn't believe that you could win this fight as well. Is it as simple when we're analysing this fight, when we talk about the experience of Chris Algieri, the boxing IQ of Chris Algieri and the young sort of hungry lion in Conor Benn as well? Is that how you analyse this fight? He brings a lot of the aggression. I know you like to mix it up as well, but looking to use that experience and ring IQ on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well put. And I've been around this game a long time. And I've been in with the who's who, the best of the best, the elite of the elite. I've been on both sides of the table. At the end of the day, skills pay the bills and experience kills. So we're coming in here with our experience, with our skills, and we're going to utilize that plan to find victory.
And finally as well, I know you're always in tremendous shape. Have had fights over 140 pounds before. I did say to you in the build-up to this fight, this is really going to suit you, 147 pounds. I've seen you make 140. It's not always pretty. But sitting here right now, just 2 days out, must be feeling good. You look in tremendous shape.
Yeah, we're in fantastic shape. The weight, it's funny. Fight week is a lot longer when you don't have to worry about the weight. I'm just raring to go. I cannot wait for fight night. I still feel like it's really far away. So, yeah, no, the weight is has been a bit of a blessing.
Well, I look forward to seeing you in action. I know you'll give it everything on Saturday night. Conor Benn, these are the fights, these are the step-ups that you want. Hard not to like Mr. Algieri. I know you've had words to get with opponents in the past, but absolutely all business on Saturday night. An absolutely massive fight for your career.
I mean, definitely. First off, what a blessing to be fighting in Liverpool. I remember fighting here when Khan fought Vargas against Chris Truman, which was what, almost 4 years ago. But it feels like yesterday. So first off, very excited to be fighting here. But I know Algieri's a test. He's a step up. He said I haven't been tested. And, it's getting a bit boring here and I haven't been tested, because every fight moving forward for me is essentially going to be a test. But Formella said exactly the same thing. He ain't been tested. Vargas said exactly the same thing. He ain't been tested. Granada, so he is where he is because of his dad. So, you don't get ranked top 5 in the WBC, WBA, ranked in IBF and WBO for nothing. So it's just, yeah, it gets a little bit frustrating. But, I plan on passing these tests with flying colours, and that's exactly what I do. I work hard at each fight. Each one of these fights is my world title fight. And I train for each of these fights like they're my world title fight, because they are. Every single one of them are. Once I get through Algieri, which I believe I will, when I work hard enough to speak the way I speak, with the confidence. I speak with confidence. It's not arrogance. I speak with confidence because I work so hard. Confidence is a luxury for the hard working. And if you work hard, you know what I mean. And if you don't, then you go into a fight worried about whether you can see through 12 rounds. You know, Granados was on his bike. He didn't even want to come in there and win. And that's why I was frustrated. It wasn't frustration because of, oh, he was moving and I couldn't get hold of it. He didn't even come in there to win. You may have well flew a journeyman in there with me. He was giving it all the talk. Oh, yeah, we're going to have a barn fest. We're going to have a proper fight. I'm going to have to knock Britain's golden boy out to win. He couldn't have done the opposite. So, you know, I know Algieri's going to come in there and win. And, you know, I'll exploit his mistakes as well because I see holes in his armour. And, you know, when I get in there, you know, I'm just ready to fight, man. Always get like this fight week. Always get like this. Always get intense. Always get animated. Always get ready to go. And, you know, Algieri is right in saying fight week is long. But fight week is long for me, not because I got a diet, not because I got to get down in weight. Fight week is long because I want to get in there Saturday night and iron someone out.
When you look at those opponents, and it's been a great run when you talk about your development, Formella, you know, who, let's get it right, in a fight 2 or 3 months prior, boxed Sean Porter, headlined on a Fox card on PBC. Then he boxed you got criticism over that opponent. Samuel Vargas, who boxed Virgil Ortiz, had a good fight with Amir Khan, knocked him down. You stopped him in a round. Adrian Granados. The one thing I'll say about Chris Algieri is, which I can't say for sure about those other three, is he truly believes he can win this fight. Those other guys come in, Granados felt the power, went on his bike as well. This is a real fight for you on Saturday against a seasoned, world-class fighter.
1,000,000%. You know, Algieri's a better version than all of them. And he beats them all at everything they do, in my opinion. In terms of boxing IQ, cuteness. You know, in terms of knowing his way around the ring, people say he can't punch. Well, listen, when anyone's got their 8 ounce gloves on, mate, anyone can punch. I'll tell you that now. So, you know, I'm well prepared. I ain't concerned about what he brings to the table because I know what I can do. You know, Formella, you know, outboxed the boxer, so to speak. Easy night's work. That was, you know, I went back to the change room, ordered a lot of Chinese and was chilled. It was like, oh my gosh, I've had harder spars than this. You know, Samuel Vargas took Virgil Ortiz 7 rounds just before me, you know, dropped Khan. I banged him out in 1 round. And, you know, lucky he went down in 1 because he would have had that for the whole 12 if it was the case. Adrian Granados, he got on his bike, so I can only deal with what's presented to me on the night. However Algieri chooses to approach this, whether he wants to box and move, and he's not going to do a Granados and run, because that's what Granados done. It was just terrible. I was very disappointed in that, by the way. I can only do what I can do. But, you know, Algieri's going to come, he's going to throw, he's going to try and win, of course, which I'm sure him and his team believe he can. But I'll exploit holes in his armour. He's up against a young lion. He's up against someone who's on the come up. Up against someone who has worked so hard, not just for this camp, but every single camp I go into, I give 100%. Every single camp, I cannot do any more. I think I can, and then I do. Every single time. And I'm not going to say I'm crushing it in the gym.
You are, man.
But I am, though. I'm crushing it in the gym. So, and that's what it comes down to, is I level up every single time. I can only beat who's put in front of me. You put anyone in front of me, I will deal with them. I will find holes in their armour. But not only do I beat them, I learn. And, you know, I grow. School's never out.
And final question. We see in boxing so often people talking about and thinking about and looking towards the future. Obviously, we saw it Madison Square Garden a couple of weeks ago with George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez. We talk about Katie and the Serrano fight, and obviously she's got to get through Saturday. There is no future if you don't beat Chris Algieri. I'm not asking about the future. I'm just saying your focus is absolutely on Chris Algieri on Saturday night in Liverpool.
Most definitely. I mean, you learn, don't you? And I've done this once before, and thank God I got the win. And, you know, I had to show a lot of grit and determination of overlooking an opponent early on in my career. And I know now to never do that. When someone asks me about Khan or Brook or Adrian Broner, I don't entertain the thought. Because at the end of the day, none of them materialise if I don't get through Algieri. You know, Algieri is my world title fight. And that's how I look at all my fights moving forward. That it has to. Once I get through Algieri, and I believe I will, again, that ain't arrogance talking, that's confidence. Because I work so hard, then the doors can open.